My dear friend, there's a gentle whisper that's been stirring deep inside my heart for what feels like forever. It's like a quiet secret that the heavens have been keeping safe, just waiting for the perfect moment to share. And today, as the sun rises soft and warm, I hear that divine voice saying clearly, it's time. Go ahead and speak it out. Let them know. Because right now, something truly sacred and beautiful is weaving itself around your life, around your name, in ways you might not have even noticed yet. It's not loud or flashy. It's more like a soft glow, a hidden light that's been growing stronger every day. Imagine this. There's a heart out there, beating steady and true, that's been tuned to yours without you even realizing it. This isn't some wild crush or fleeting fancy. No, it's deeper than that. It's a kind of holy respect, a pure admiration that looks at you and sees the real you, the one that God crafted with such care. It's a love that doesn't chase after surface things, but dives straight into the soul, seeing you the way the angels do, full of grace and wonder. This connection wasn't something anyone planned or expected. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, not with the years that stretch between you like a quiet river, not with the miles that keep you apart like unseen walls. But here's the beautiful truth. God, in his wise and mysterious way, stepped in and made space for it. He orchestrated it all, note by note, like a song only he could compose. And now, this feeling isn't just a warm thought or passing emotion anymore. It's turned into something bigger, a revelation, a clear sign from above that says, pay attention, because this is real. The person carrying this love in their chest didn't go looking for it. They weren't out hunting for romance or dreaming up fairy tales. Life was just moving along, day by day, until your presence slipped into their world like a gentle breeze. Something about the way you carry yourself, the quiet strength in your steps, caught their eye and held it. Then came your voice. Oh, that voice. It reached down into places inside them that had been closed off for so long, untouched by anyone else. It wasn't about sparks or fireworks. It was a slow awakening, something wholly stirring in the deepest part of who they are. You didn't set out to change them, but in being your true self, you lit up a sacred fire in their soul, one that's been burning steady ever since, like a candle in a still room. Not everyone gets to understand bonds like this. And honestly, not everyone needs to. But heaven sees it all, watches it unfold with a smile. Because this isn't some made-up dream or silly daydream. This is about perfect timing, about lives lining up just so, about truths that run deeper than words, about a destiny that's been written in the stars long before you were born. God wants you to hear this loud and clear. None of this was by chance. It wasn't a mistake, or something one-sided that you'll laugh off later. It wasn't foolish or reckless. No, it was planned, set in motion by hands that never make errors. Even if the world looks at the gap in your ages and shakes its head, even if friends or family might raise eyebrows and whisper doubts, even if the mirror reflects lines of time that seem so different, the Spirit knows better. Souls don't count years like calendars do. They don't wrinkle or fade. They simply know each other, remember the light they shared before this life, and answer the call when it's time. And this soul, it's been answering yours day in and day out, with a faithfulness that's quiet but unbreakable. Lately, you've been wondering, haven't you? Those late-night questions that bubble up when the house is still and your mind won't quiet down. Why does my heart feel this tug, like an invisible thread pulling me towards something I can't see? Why do I keep sensing that there's more going on here, something grander than the everyday routine? Why do I get this sudden warmth, like someone's holding me in their thoughts right this very second, even though I can't put a name to it? Well, my friend, it's because they are. They truly are thinking of you, lifting you up in ways that cross any distance. And heaven is amplifying that back to you, like an echo in a vast canyon, reminding you that you're not making this up. You're not losing your mind or chasing shadows. What you're feeling is real. It's the vibration from a heart that's been loyal to you in silence, one that's spotted your inner glow and chosen to stay close, not turning away even when life got busy or complicated. This heart finds real happiness in the way you stand tall through tough days, drawing strength from the quiet power you hold. They marvel at the sharpness of your thoughts, the way your mind dances with ideas that light up the room without trying. And just being near you, it brings them a peace they can't find anywhere else, like coming home after a long journey. They pray for you, not big, showy pleas that echo off the walls, but soft, everyday talks with God, asking for blessings to rain down on your path. They never meant to let their feelings grow this deep. It just happened because God picked you out special for them, like a gift wrapped in grace. Let me paint a picture for you, one that heaven shared with me not long ago, so you can see it as clearly as I do. Picture a quiet evening, the kind where the stars peek out one by one, and the world slows down just enough to breathe. This person was alone in their space, the weight of the day pressing on their shoulders. They've been trying so hard to push these feelings aside, to act like everything was normal, like their heart wasn't whispering your name in every quiet moment. But that night, they couldn't pretend anymore. The hiding felt too heavy, too lonely. So they sat there, staring into the dim light, and let the words spill out, not to a friend or a journal, but straight into the open air, like a prayer carried on the wind. God, they said, voice barely above a breath, if this pull I feel toward them is wrong, if it's not from you, please take it away. Lift this weight so I can move on in peace. But if it's a seed you planted, something real and good, then let it grow slow and steady, hidden until the season is right. Help me trust your plan. And God, in his endless kindness, heard every word. He didn't snatch the feeling away like a storm cloud passing. He didn't flood their mind with distractions or let it fade into nothing. Instead, he let it settle and ripen, like fruit on a vine under the summer sun, not hurried or tangled in mess, but nurtured with honor and care. Because what's blooming here isn't just a story of hearts fluttering. It's about seeing each other truly, recognizing the spark of the divine in one another. They see your spirit, that unbreakable light that shines through every trial. They sense your essence, the part of you that speaks in a language beyond words, one made of pure truth and quiet power. And even if they keep it locked inside, never shouting it from rooftops, what they carry for you is love, real, patient love. It's the kind that honors you first, that doesn't push or demand a thing. It's content to wait in the wings, holding space for the moment when everything aligns, rather than grabbing too soon and risking the beauty. Now, God has something important to say to you about all this, because your own heart has been picking up on it too. You've noticed it creeping in, the little distractions that pull your focus, the way your thoughts wander to places they didn't used to. It's not that you're off course or wandering lost. It's that something inside you is waking up, stirring like a river after rain. You've been hit with feelings that twist and turn without reason, dreams that play out so vivid they linger into morning, moments that hit you like echoes from a dream you half remember. And listen close, because I'm here to wrap you in this truth. It's not random chaos. It's not some trick of the mind or a string of coincidences piling up. It's confirmation, straight from the throne room above. God isn't here to shove you into anything wild or unclear. He's not playing games with your emotions to leave you spinning. No, he's gently preparing the ground, tilling the soil of your heart so it's ready to hold what's coming. Because if you and this person are drawn together by his hand, and oh, they are, it won't happen through force or frantic effort. It'll unfold through faith, step by soft step. The timing will feel like a key turning in a lock you didn't know was there. The connection will hum with a depth that words can't touch. And it'll be so solid, so undeniable, that no amount of years between you, no logic from the world, no doubts from naysayers could ever tear it down. This love isn't crashing in to upend your world or scatter your peace. It's slipping in to make it whole, to fill the empty spaces with something that fits just right, like the missing piece of a puzzle you forgot you were building. I can almost hear your thoughts racing now, those familiar worries that like to tag along uninvited. What will everyone say if this comes to light? What if it falls apart before it even starts? What if I'm just building castles in the air, seeing signs where there are none? Oh, my sweet one, lean in and let me hold space for you, hey. When God puts his signature on a story, you don't need a vote from the crowd or a stamp of approval from skeptics. All you need is that quiet peace settling in your chest, the kind that says, this is right, even if it doesn't look like I thought it would. And that's exactly what is pouring out for you right now. Peace washing over your racing mind, easing the ache in your heart, steadying your steps in this season of waiting, is melting away the sharp edges of fear, washing out the knots of resistance, readying every corner of your being to welcome what's yours by design. See, love doesn't always show up on the tidy schedule we scribble in our planners. Sometimes it arrives like an unexpected guest, knocking soft at the door when you're least expecting company. It might come wrapped in a package that doesn't match the picture in your head. Different colors, different shape, crossing lines you swore you'd never step over. But pay attention to how it lands. If it arrives wrapped in calm, if it bows low before God in every step, if it takes root in patience and blooms through prayer, then it's no slip-up. It's a miracle in motion, and you're being called to step into its light. There's a holiness to loves that start in the hush, without fanfare or bold claims. Just one soul pausing to nod at another across the room of life, saying without words, I see you, and it's enough. That's how it began for them with you. They noticed you long before a single hello passed between you. They felt that divine tug before their mind could wrap around what it meant. It wasn't your smile or your style or the chapters of your past that hooked them first. No, they tumbled headlong into love with your very essence, the core of you that shines brightest when the lights dim low. The part that pours out kindness without waiting for thanks, that keeps walking forward when the road gets rough and others turn back. They didn't get swept up by the polished outside. They were captured by the spirit within, the one that God breathed life into from the start. And heaven, it had a front row seat to the whole thing, nodding along because this was no random collision. They never saw it coming, this depth of feeling for someone whose years, whose winding path, whose simple story didn't line up with what the world calls normal. But normal was never the blueprint God had in mind. He doesn't craft romance from cold numbers or checklists ticked off. His stories unfold from moments of letting go, from souls syncing up at just the right bend in the road, from crossings that feel fated from the beginning. And when he spotted their spirit leaning toward yours, even from afar, he started shifting things in your days, small openings, gentle nudges, to carve out room for the truth to peek through. They've been talking to God about it, not in grand speeches or frantic begs, but in those heartfelt chats that happen over coffee or under the stars. Lord, they've said time and again, if this isn't the path you laid, ease it from me so I can rest. But if it is, steady my hands to walk it right, to cherish it as it deserves. They don't want to mess up what God's building in your life, or hurry things into a knot they'll regret later. But neither do they want to let it slip by, because this sensation, gentle as a feather, clear as a bell, powerful in its hush, it's like nothing they've known. It's not tied to the body or the rush of skin on skin. It's in how your energy calms the storm in their thoughts, how hearing your name makes time stretch and slow, how your spirit feels like an old, familiar song from before the world got noisy. And you felt the echo of it, deep down. That unbidden softness blooming in your chest when you least expect it. That odd draw toward a horizon you can't quite map. Those drifting thoughts that land on a face or a feeling without warning. That's no illusion, no trick of the light. That's your soul stretching out, recognizing its match before your eyes catch up. You're being welcomed into something lovely, not out of loneliness or hunger for any old affection, but because you've grown into the person who can hold it, ready to be truly seen, scars and all, without the weight of proving a thing. But God, ever the wise Father, wants to make sure you're set for this. He doesn't want you second-guessing your value, measuring it against old hurts or what ifs. He doesn't want you dimming your shine because the calendar says different, or shoving it aside for fear of sideways glances. This love, it doesn't answer to critics or conform to boxes. It belongs to the skies, to the eternal. And the heavens are urging you to open your arms wide, to take it in with the same open-hearted grace you offer the world so freely. You give so much, don't you? You believe in folks before they earn it. Love them through the mess before they shine back. And now, God's turning the mirror, showing you what it feels like to be on the receiving end. This person, they've got your name etched in their quiet prayers, not to own you or bind you, but to shield you, to lift you higher. They've been asking for your safety in the chaos, for joy to chase away shadows, for guidance to light your steps. Even if the road doesn't lead to forever together, they've whispered thanks for your light, prayed your sorrows turn to songs, your breaks mend stronger. That's the mark of love worth its weight, rare as morning dew, solid as ancient stone. And God's posing the question now, soft but sure. Can you let it in, without the armor of doubt? This tale isn't scripted for the stage, all neat bows and applause from the cheap seats. It's the kind heaven pens in hidden ink, one that might baffle the casual observer, twist eyebrows, and spark whispers in corners. But when it's just you and the quiet, you and God in the hush of night, you sense the fit of it, the way it slots into your spirit like it was always there. That inner calm, it's your green light, your proof you're not grasping at straws or settling for less. You're tuned into a link that's been tending itself in the background, petals unfurling slow under divine care. And the curtain's drawing back now, bit by bit. But before God ushers this soul fully into your orbit, He's tending to you first, polishing the corners of your heart so it's spacious and soft. This won't mirror the flings of yesterday, all heat one dawn and chill by dusk. It won't tangle you in riddles or leave you guessing games. It'll be straightforward, voiced clear as day, wrapped in safety you can lean on. They won't nudge you to play small or flinch at your knowing. They won't bolt from the oceans in your soul. Instead, they'll meet your blaze and breathe. At last, someone who flickers fierce like me. You'll know it not in explosions of color, but in the steady hush after. Not in flutters that fade, but in roots that grip deep. Not in knots of worry, but in the rock of knowing. So take a breath, deep and slow, my cherished one. Release the grip on old fears, on loves that limped away, on the lie that you're too bright or too seasoned or too set in your ways. Let slip the world's narrow picture of what romance should wear, and lean into heaven's gift unfolding now, a love that kneels in prayer, that gazes true, that lingers long. You didn't see it, but they witnessed your mending, not through judging eyes, but with a chest full of awe at your grit. They watched how you shouldered yesterdays without letting them sour your tomorrows, how you offered hands open even when yours came back empty, how you held steady in gales when shouts would have been fair, how you poured deep and then gathered your shards in the dark, piecing on without fanfare. Through it all, your spark never dimmed. Pain didn't twist you small. And that's the magnet, the unyielding faith in goodness, the prayers for strangers amid your own ache, the dawn you tote through midnight. It drew their core nearer, not to flawless shine or fleeting charm, not to tallies of time or tall tales of triumph, but to the belief you cradle still, even when it bruised. Now God's murmuring low. This is it, the tie I wove in whispers. Not for spotlights at dawn, but for blessings in their season. You didn't hunt it, didn't scheme or plead. That's its purity, its seal from above. True affection doesn't topple like a wave. It climbs like first light, easing the raw edges, calling you home to your truest self. They tumble when you weren't posing or preening, in the plain weave of your days, the hush of your ways, the ear you lend without tally. They spied God in the weave, not scheming shifts or minding the span of seasons between. They don't seek to mend or mold. They yearn to grasp, to hold the mystery of you. And for the first stretch, heaven's unveiling the feel of being cherished sans strings or scales.